G'day everyone, Brian Odian with another episode of VikingCloud's CyberIntel. Last July, the Securities and Exchange Commission in the US, commonly known as the SEC, adopted rules requiring registrants to disclose material cybersecurity incidents they experience and to disclose on an annual basis material information regarding to their cybersecurity risk management strategy and governance. The Commission also adopted rules requiring foreign private issuers to make comparable disclosures. They say whether a company loses a factory in a fire or millions of files in a cybersecurity incident, it may be material to investors, said the SEC Chair Gary Gensler. He went on to say, currently, many public companies provide cybersecurity disclosures to investors. I think companies and investors alike, however, would benefit if the disclosures were made in a more consistent, comparable, and decision-useful way. The US are not alone in this, though, and probably a little late to the enforcement. The EU General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, has a very finite clock on notification, and even the Australian government has the Notifiable Data Breach Scheme. Singapore has the mandatory data breach notification obligation under the PDPA, and as does South Korea under the PIPA. Long story short, notifying the world of your cybersecurity or data breach is very much going to be front and center. So think about the impacts to your brand, let alone the penalties if you have to disclose. Recently, an article in the Harvard Business Review entitled "The Devastating Business Impacts of Cyber Breach" stated, "It is well known that a cybersecurity incident can sink an organization's stock price, especially in the short term. Publicly traded companies suffered an average decline of 7.5% in their stock values after a data breach, coupled with a mean market cap loss of $5.4 billion. Even more concerning is it took 46 days on average for these companies to recover their stock prices to pre-breach levels, if they were able to do so at all." The article went on to say such an impact can reverberate throughout the entire supply chain, creating a ripple effect that can cause up to 26 times the loss for a company's business ecosystem. Does your risk assessment take into account the impacts of notification? Do you exercise your plans to address such scenarios, and what are you doing to avoid them altogether? The topic really demands a longer conversation than this video, but given the world's view on notification, it bears a reminder to think hard about it. If you want some help with your security posture, simply go to VikingCloud's website and click on Talk to an Expert button. Once again, if you have any questions you want answered, please feel free to post a comment or get in touch with us, and we'll make it a subject of a later episode. Thanks for watching.